Welcome back to Soccer Cards United. It's episode 244 of the greatest soccer card podcast in the world. My name is Jason. That's Enzo. Hello, Enzo.
Hello, Jason. How are you?
I'm good. I'm wearing my Cleveland Guardians hat today because I don't know if you heard, but the Cleveland Guardians became the champions of the American League Central in baseball. I don't know how high up the tree that is, but
of course I heard that, Jason. How could I not?
They're regional. Our Guardians are regional champions.
Wonderful. Fantastic news.
Yep. So
Still the most enjoyment I've had at a baseball game in my personal young baseball career life. But there you
Same. So congratulations to Stephen Kwan and
Co.
Classy and all those guys. Who'd you say?
I just said and Co.
Oh, and Co. All right. Yes. Well, listen, we're doing, so it's a Monday. We should just tell people that it's actually Monday when we're recording this, even though they're hearing it on Tuesday.
I'm sorry about all this. It's all my fault.
No. I'm not trying to parcel out blame here. So if some news comes out overnight, if Tuesday morning there's a big soccer card story, we missed it. So just bear that in mind.
That's my fault.
I wish I had like today's newspaper or something to hold up so that like a hostage. Anyway,
my phone. Look, it says Monday.
Right.
23rd of September at 4:00. So it's a late one as well.
Yeah. It's an emergency session.
Yeah, it's an emergency pod, but not because of any breaking news, just because of scheduling conflicts.
Well, listen, that's what happens when you're a soccer card mogul. You have to run around sometimes.
That's correct.
Now, listen, I want to start off with a recent product announcement, or a product teaser. I don't know what you'd call it, from Topps. And that is what seems to be a replacement for the summer signing set that we've gotten used to at the start of the UEFA season. And it's, here we go, Fabrizio Romano trading card set confirmed. So Topps say Fabrizio Romano is getting his own Topps card set. The set is called Here We Go, features all the hottest summer signings from the transfer window. There will also be exclusive quotes about some of the players and also the chance to find his own on-card autographs coming soon. So a Fabrizio Romano set. Do you want to just tell people who don't know who Fabrizio Romano is, who he is?
Okay, I would describe Fabrizio Romano as a footballing journalist that covers transfers, and a lot of people say ruined transfers because he has all of the inside scoops, and you no longer have those kind of surprise transfers. Instead, you get a Fabrizio Romano Here We Go, and the first kind of leakings of that Here We Go on the way, maybe a month before the official news of the transfer happening.
Yeah, so he's
a transfer mogul.
Yeah. He started as an Italian football, one of the American sports media, they call it insider. An Italian football insider who had all the kind of the knowledge of who was moving where, and then had his catchphrase, Here We Go, which has been kind of parodied many times. And would you say he's kind of become a little bit of a meme at this stage?
Yeah, a little bit. More of an influencer now these days.
Yeah. Does a lot of kind of, get into a lot of kind of branded stuff like this. So that's a little look at the box. It's Here We Go UCC summer signings by Fabrizio Romano, and it includes the Conference League, UEFA, Europa League, Champions League, and Women's Champions League. 2 numbered parallels and 1 autograph in a lucky box. So sorry, not per box. Autographs falling randomly in lucky boxes. 2 parallels.
Yeah, so it's summer signings repackaged with Fabrizio Romano and the Here We Go phrase. Yeah. So definitely an improvement, I would say, on summer signings.
Yeah. It's definitely it's definitely something. It's definitely like it's an idea, it's a twist, it's a it's something. I don't know if anyone needs a Fabrizio Romano
created that kind of thing.
Or like on-card autograph. I'm not sure I'd be too excited if I got that.
I wouldn't be chasing that myself, but I don't know.
Yeah. The reaction, I'm not going to read out the comments, but the reactions were mixed.
Want a Luke Littler set.
People are very keen for a Luke Littler set, yeah. So someone says here, Topps just a joke, might as well do a Gary Lineker one, right?
What an insult.
What an insult. Because if you did a Gary Lineker set,
that'd be class.
Gary Lineker's been hosting Match of the Day for like 20 years or something like that, and was a incredible player before that, and people have a decades-long relationship with Gary Lineker. So doing a Gary Lineker set actually would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that was...
this fella is just he's just Twitter famous.
And that's... this is an Instagram comment, but yeah, the Fabrizio Romano Twitter famous.
Fabrizio Romano is just like a guy from social media. So it's like...
Don't disrespect Gary Lineker. Come on, he played for Barcelona.
No, I'm disrespecting Fabrizio Romano
I'm
in
saying
comparison.
I
Oh, you're
understand
saying
what
this
you're
guy,
this guy, yes.
right? So don't have a go at Gary Lineker. That's our big message.
I don't know how Gary Lineker caught astray there.
He ended up hurt.
That's right.
But yeah, so Fabrizio Romano, summer signings has always been kind of a strange set. Especially I think now that the calendar runs all year round.
And it's just
Yeah.
on top of itself.
So then in that case, summer signings no longer kind of like marks the beginning of a new season because we're still getting from all sorts of companies. We're still getting 23, 24.
Yeah, like summer signings
products.
is supposed to do what you've just said, Jason, which is kind of mark the start of a season. It should be the box that has like everyone's first card in the new kits that they've moved to. The whole point. But like, there's every chance that doesn't even be the case. Maybe here, you know, if,
Yeah,
if a set sneaks out or whatever, you know, we could see. I mean, and also Tops now kind of covers the signing,
that's true. Yeah.
so I don't know. It's a bit. I can see why they brought Fabrizio Romano into it to try and kind of freshen it up and change it up a bit. But I also
Strengthen it up,
like think it's
freshen it up.
always
Yeah.
been a cheap and cheerful set, and I've never really heard people complaining about it. It's a bit of fun. Like it's not a serious product. You know, it's not Topps Chrome. Like it's not. It's just like a little
Yeah,
product.
the market isn't decided on a, basically if we were doing that index we talked about, that wax index to track the soccer market or any other kind of market,
Yeah.
we would not be including summer signings in that index.
No, certainly not.
Yeah, certainly not. So anyway, so some people will enjoy that, I suppose. I'd love to hear from people on this Fabrizio Romano set, because I'm just wondering. I presume there is a whole generation of people or a whole group of people who have a sort of a relationship with Fabrizio Romano as a
Content
guy,
as a man,
as a man, or as like
a journalist.
a journalist. Yeah, but in my opinion, that would be a very strong word to describe. If he's a
No.
journalist, we're journalists. You know what I mean? And I tell you what, I tell you something. We
Hey.
ain't journalists.
We're not Rich Mueller.
We're not Rich Mueller. I cannot have the good name of journalists like Rich Mueller sullied by all this. Just wanted to give you a quick shout out, Enzo, and just say that the sword card in Merlin Chrome is a die cut.
Let's go.
Let's go. But it's not a die cut in the shape of a sword.
No, certainly not. It's not. I wouldn't have predicted it looking like that. I'll admit.
So
can I
I'll
look at
give
the
you a
back?
9.5 out of 10.
Can I look at the back?
You want to see the back of the die cut?
over there at the back? Yeah.
That's not what you're looking for, is it?
No, not really. But like at the same time, like it might not be in the shape of a sword, but it also definitely is in the shape of half a sword.
Well, that's certain. Yeah, it's certainly a. I guess it's a store. It's the sword in the stone, like Merlin, like the
Yeah.
King Arthur Merlin, the whole legend thing there.
And therefore, I think I deserve 10 out of 10.
You're pushing for 10 out of 10, even though I already gave you 9.5.
I just think, you know, you were turning it into something else, and you really didn't see the vision of what it was going to be, and I really was like, it's definitely just this. So I think I'm right.
This is this. I'll give you a 10 out of 10. Fine. I'm willing to put
Very
that extra.
generous.
Yeah, thank you. That sword card. And then the other thing is that we've seen these Merlin Sorcerer packs around the place.
Yes.
So these are packs that appear to be randomly inserted. Is that right?
So today, I believe they've been coming out of hobby. So I think a lot of people are asking, are these hobby or blaster? I believe these are hobby. I believe the Pokemon things we confirmed were blasters last week. So on the pack, the coolest part about this, I think, is that on the pack it says Sorcerer Pack. Mm-hmm. So if you're paying attention prior to opening it, you know what you have, which I think is fun. Especially because you could sell the pack. You know, like it's kind of like now it's like, I know what's in here. I know at least there's 4 autographs numbered to 8 or less in here, and therefore I can sell this packet on, which is kind of cool.
It's very exciting. So yeah, you get one of these. Is it 8 or less, or are they all numbered to 8?
They're all numbered to 8.
Right. Okay. So that's pretty cool. So that's, you get like, here are some examples. I'm seeing this on Bryn Griffith's X account.
So it's like, it's 4 autographs numbered to 8, and they're all these kind of purple parallel. I think with the Merlin logo, kind of like a Merlin logo factor vibe going on as well. They're really nice, especially when you think about it. Like, obviously, Merlin Topps Chrome is different to Merlin Chrome, but at the same time, we're talking chromium stock. It's a premium set. It probably would fit in the index that we're talking about, Jason.
Absolutely.
So it's cool. Like, you think about how often you hit an of 10 or less autograph in a box of Chrome or whatever. Now you're talking 4 of 8, one packet. It's fun. I think it's fun. I don't think it takes away from anything. I think it's good vibes.
I think it's very good vibes. A little bit of a bonus there if you're because you know what I like about this is kind of like that it sort of rewards personal boxes a little bit more than in a break. Or obviously, you can hit like if you were in a break and they got one of these, be great because like 4 more people would potentially get autograph cards. But I like the idea that like if you were opening a sealed box, as we often would in a whole sealed box, and suddenly you have a sort of big bounty of autographs. That's really cool.
Yeah, you'd wonder how frequently they fall. Because like we've definitely seen a few fast. So it's I don't know, this
Yeah.
has been broken for a week plus at this stage. But it's kind of like, are these 1 in 3 cases that you get one pack in? You know, you wouldn't know. Like they could be,
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, because the number to 8, you'd imagine there's not that many of them.
Well, for anyone out there who can answer that, who's done the maths, who's crunched the numbers, let us know if you have an estimate on the
if you've
amount of
watched,
sorcerer packs out there.
if you've watched a load of case breaks, how often did you see a sorcerer pack and stuff like that? But definitely adds to Merlin Chrome in a way, especially not promoting it letting people just rip it and find it. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yep. Very, very nice. So that's just a couple of things. I know we've talked about Merlin Chrome for every episode of the show for the last 6 weeks, but just a couple of things to wrap up there that we've kind of been anticipating for a while.
Important to point out that is Merlin Chrome for the 23-24 season, or 24. What is it? 23,
24. Yeah.
So there you go.
So yeah, we've been anticipating that for a while, and now it's finally here. We know what the sword cards look like, all that kind of stuff.
The Lamine Yamal, Jason, in that set is in the Barcelona away kit and it's a really cool image. I like it.
Yes, the yellow one.
Yes.
And was hitting a blaster.
Colors. Say again?
Was hitting a blaster.
Oh, the 101.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 101 is off the board for that, definitely.
Yeah, the 101's off the board for that. So you may like it, but guess what? It's off the board.
Yeah, you're not getting it.
Would you like to see some of the crazy stuff that's on the Golden Elite auction for soccer at the moment?
I really do want to see it because I have been paying close attention to it myself, Jason. And there's kind of there's an insanity going on with the soccer. There's so many options.
Yeah. So first thing to say before we even say what any of the cards are, lot number 5 and lot number 6 in the Golden September Elite auction are soccer, which is a very good sign.
Yes. I think it's funny. I think Golden Auction gives soccer a lot more credit than a lot of the other parts of the hobby. Do you know what I mean? And they're purely looking at it from a financial point of view. They're not even like skewed by anything else. They're just like, soccer's class.
Yeah. Well, you wonder as well, are they like kind of from that financial point of view, from that kind of cold-hearted auction house point of view, is it almost like they know they can afford to bump soccer stuff up a little bit, and because the other stuff kind of takes care of itself, and then it's like they're almost trying to convince their kind of like their whales or whatever, like, you know, look at this soccer stuff, it's right up here, you know, it's kind of they're investing in soccer using their real estate.
Yeah, because they're like, if soccer pops off, this is great for us because we can sell anything. But like, you know, when you look at what's below lot number 5 and 6, there's some killer cards in here. We won't do that, but there is. It's just great and important to point out, Jason, how high up. But it's also important to point out here, every figure there on screen is not with the buyer's premium. The buyer's premium still needs to be added. I was trying to like change the stats of my personal Golden Auction account to like include it. I wanted like, you know, I thought there would be like a toggle to show me what the thing, but I couldn't find that. So you have to click into each one of them to see. But for example, the Lamine Yamal there, that is 6 figures, is actually, if you look at it there, now you can see it's smaller. 122,000 is what the winning bidder would be paying for that if it ended there, which is crazy
stuff. So this is a 122,000 is the current out of pocket price for a buyer to get this 23-24 Topps Chrome UCC Lamine Yamal Auto Superfractor 1 of 1 in a PSA 8 with an Auto 10. This is obviously we actually had this discussion last week. Is this the Lamine Yamal card, or will it be the Spain Superfractor? It's looking like this is the one.
No, definitely.
Yeah. I think once you see him in the Barcelona kit, you see this card, and it's suddenly like, yeah, the Spain one. This is it. This is the one.
Yeah, I mean, it's Topps Chrome Champions League. Like, obviously, the story of this card being hit on holidays by an English father-son duo
in Florida,
in a jumbo box. In a jumbo box. Important to point out, it was a jumbo box as well. I really do wonder, Jason, if the jumbo and the hobby are randomly assorted, if you know what I mean. Like, did Topps know that Superfractor was in a jumbo box versus a hobby box or not? That would be interesting. Because they might not, because it's the same checklist, technically.
They might not. Yeah, but then presumably there are some things they're putting, well, there are some things they're putting in the jumbo that they're not putting in hobby,
like,
vice
is
versa.
It collated in such a way that, genuinely speaking, no one would have actually known if it was in a jumbo or a hobby, potentially?
Well, I believe according to one of the major consulting companies who recently conducted an audit, there is nobody knows anything.
That's right.
But I don't believe that. So that's neither here nor there.
But there you go.
So look, this is a $122,000 card as it stands for Lamine Yamal. It has 5 days, 10 hours, and 52 minutes left before
Look, it's
extended
Monday.
bidding.
It's Monday and it's ending Sunday. So like this could go and should go higher. Um, I do tinfoil hat on here, Jason. I do always feel like you're talking. This is the chase rookie who has done so much, obviously. So there is a lot of natural demand for him, but at the same time, it's like this card selling high benefits those that sell boxes that have his rookies in it, which, as we've pointed out, are still coming out. So I
Yeah.
do look at stuff like this with a hint of skepticism. Do you know?
You think?
At the same time,
You think I'm bidding on this to help soccercardsunited.com?
sell those Merlin boxes. Yeah, I think that's it, Jason. That's it. No, but like I do think there's it's not outside the realm of possibility of that going on in the background, but we'll never fully know that. But I would say like harken back if Leo Messi had a Topps Chrome Superfactor rookie, we could be saying the same thing. Going like 100 grand for this is crazy. It's madness. Fast forward 25 years later, and you'd have been looking at it going, Jesus Christ, how much is it worth? How many tens of millions is it worth? You know, if it exists, if it had have existed. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of speculation going on with this young Lamine Yamal. Seeing the way he got kicked this weekend, I'd be a bit scared having that top bid because I'd be thinking a few more weekends in La Liga getting those types of kicks, and he could be injury prone like an Eden Hazard or the likes. But
Well, that's one thing about being about becoming such a good player is like everyone sees the potential, and it's kind of like when you get like a promoted team or something that come up to a league and they kind of shock everybody, and then the second season it seems to stop working, and it's like because everyone kind of knows it now. It's like Lamine Yamal is no longer the surprise package. He is the focal point. He is the kind of main threat that you need to stop. So then you just boot him into oblivion.
But it's a bit confusing because it's that thing of like people who maybe are knowledgeable about football and watch football and might be looking at him and saying, I don't think I've ever seen anyone that does this and this, and they're kind of looking at certain aspects of his game, and that's all good and well. And you could say, do you know what? I think he's worth investing in for those reasons. But like the ultimate factor as well is like, what happens if he breaks his leg? Can he come back?
What's the longevity going to
If
be?
he does his hamstring, is he just done? Like, yeah, he had all that talent, wonderful, but you need to get through in these days, a 20, 30 year career with no injuries, really. That's the one thing about the Ronaldo Messi era people really don't pay any form of time on, really, is like they just never, ever,
the longevity,
ever.
the consistency.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So
like it's not necessarily that individual. I mean, we've seen the way Erling Haaland is performing right now. He's kind of
chasing down
matching a lot of CR7's numbers. But like that's fine. But can you do it every week for 15 years, 20 years?
Yeah. Do you even want to?
Do you even want to? Yeah. Would you even if you could physically, would you even have any interest in doing that psychologically?
I mean, you look at Tony Kroos, who could have played another 1 or 2 years, but he was like, nah, this is an unbelievable way to stop just at the top, big win, grand. I don't need, what am I going to do? A couple more trophies, who cares? Whereas like Ronaldo was like, Ronaldo and Messi just seem to be like, they just want more and more and more. Like Messi could have easily retired from Argentina after the World Cup. Why did he decide to just do another international tournament for the Copa America, win it? What's wrong with him? Stop. But it's like, it is what it is. So
we'll see. This,
but it's healthy to see. Like, I mean, it's healthy and unhealthy, I suppose. But it's like to see this in soccer at the very, I don't know if it's healthy or unhealthy because I don't know if it's healthy in basketball. But it's good to see that we're now kind of competing, quote unquote, with basketball.
Yeah, we have a guy.
Yeah, we have a rookie who came out. Like that's it. It's like it's that thing, Jason, as well. When you go back, and this happened a few years ago. It's like when you're trying to explain to people in Ireland or people wherever about this hobby. And they immediately think, oh, like vintage stuff could be worth loads. And it's like, no, this was in a box this year. A box that was like 400, 500 quid, 600 quid maybe. It came out this year and it's selling now for 122,000. A father and son bought a box and did it. It's not like, oh, if you kept your Pokemon from 20 years ago and it was in perfect condition, did it. It's like, no, this is the hobby. Like, this is where we are at the moment. And it's like a modern day young prospect can come out, you can get a 1-in-1 card of that and it will demand a premium that is like unheard of. Like that is like new.
Because those people, the man on the street, Joe Soap, is thinking about scarcity when they need to be thinking about artificial scarcity.
That's it. Exactly that. It's a
Then it's
different.
like, no, we've actually come up with a way to skip that part,
Yeah, skip the waiting.
skip the waiting, and we have this thing called serial numbering, and it actually just allows us to do that whole kind of 100-year antique process in 6 months.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
It's brilliant.
So yeah, I mean, who knows where this is going to end? I can't wait to.
Jason, we
see.
famously on the podcast, we said
Mhm.
if tomorrow you woke up and you had hit the Champions League one when the I think Ultimate Stage did 42,000 maybe,
Yep.
and we said someone offers you 42,000 cash, would you take it? I
Mhm.
said yes. You said yes.
Yeah.
Derek of Stabby, sorry for Dado Stack said him and Stabby are same boat as us. We'd have
Mhm.
all been down at least half our money from what
I
could have been
guess
got.
so.
There you go.
Yeah,
That shows like a few months passes and it does surprise you. Like we're looking at this going, yeah. But at the same time, it's like, we thought the 1 of 1 or maybe even the 1 of 10. Am I often saying that? We thought the Mbappe first autograph from Chrome.
Mhm.
I can't remember if it was the 1 of 1 or the of 10 gold. We thought it would be a 6-figure card. Do you remember that? You
Yeah,
were
and what?
talking to,
Yeah.
and it just we were like, I'm pretty sure that's a 6-figure card, and then it just wasn't, because it's like,
So is it like, are you telling me that the biggest, the greatest, the best soccer card podcast in the world is completely out of touch with the soccer card market?
no, I'm saying it's changing rapidly. I'm saying a few months ago, or 1 month, it could have been 1 or 2 months ago, we were like 50 grand for a 1 of 1 Lamine Yamal on top Scrum. I would take that and get it gone.
Mm.
But it's like, there appears, and again, assuming nobody with tens of thousands of boxes that wants to sell them is bumping this price, which is very possible. It
Yeah.
assumes there's like an influx, and there has been whispers about this, Jason. There's an influx of high net worth individuals
Mhm.
entering in at soccer, as opposed to entering it in basketball, football, etc. Like, there seems to be new money in the hobby that was not here 5-6 months ago. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it does. It does seem like that.
And they seem to be battling it out for Lamine Yamal at the moment.
Mm.
And
It's very, very interesting. It's
keep going.
I'm just kind of just like, where does this go? I'm watching this young man's career with great interest.
No, but it's like, as well, it's like the only thing missing, because the artificial scarcity can only get you so far. You need the demand, and then you see
Yeah.
the magic of the artificial scarcity. Do you know what I mean? It's like, because people go, how many 1-on-1 Lamine Yamals are there? And it's like, well, there's not an infinite amount of them. There's probably 20, 30 at this stage. But it's like,
Yeah.
if you have 20 or 30 people trying to buy them that have somewhat infinite bankroll, or
Mhm.
infinite in the context of where these kind of end, it's like the price is going to go to 100 grand.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of artificial scarcity, Jason.
But one thing about it is like, right, okay, so and I realize we're both I can hear us both forming thoughts as we're speaking. So just listener, have to forgive us for the is this on half speed? What's going on? No, I think we're both just trying to wrestle with this question. Right. So one of the things about having a Chrome Superfactor Auto and having a rookie who does everything and does all the stuff is that it does become higher stakes. We are kind of like moving into like, once you are attracting those net worth individuals, they're coming in, they're taking a chance on you. They're not. It's not that they have to. It's not they spend $13,000 and got like a Jude 101 Superfactor rookie or something. They're spending 100 grand here. So it's like, at this point now, it's like the stakes are higher. He needs to kind of do something. Like, if all these people are willing to spend 100 grand or 150 grand, 200 grand, what happens to make the next cohort come in and be willing to spend 500 grand or a million on that same card in 5-10 years time? What does that look like? How do those multiples get hit? And it's kind of like, hold on to your hats, folks.
But it's like, Jason, if you bought a Lamine Yamal 1 of 1, I'm trying to think of what the best one kind of prior to this that sold was. I can't really think of it. I don't like all the inserts or whatever. But
Yeah.
you bought one. Say you bought one for 40 grand, 50 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel happy at this 100? Are you like, this 100 grand sale happens, and do you think you're thinking, bought for 50, I should be able to get 70 for this, maybe? Can you? Or people are going, that's not this one, it's different? Or like, is it there? Is it not? Like, do you have to give a lot of credit to Golden Auction for being the kind of the place where this is happening? Do you know what I mean? So why are people, what's going on?
Because if something is lot 5 on Golden, there are a group of people who are like, well, it must be good, kind of thing.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't
know
know.
either. Yeah.
It's very, like, I don't know. I just keep picturing someone that we know maybe hitting this card and messaging us and going, what do you think it's worth? Someone told me it's worth 100 grand. And I was going, are you fucking stupid?
Yeah.
Do you know what I
There's
mean?
no way it was worth 100 grand. Yeah.
And we'd be saying send at the auction, in fairness, but it's just weird. It's weird. It's a weird one. It's like this is different. Like I felt that way with the Jude Bellingham rookies when they were doing 20 grand,
Yeah.
and in a very short space of time, we're talking 100 grand. And like I don't want to like overestimate it now, but like with 5 days left, 200 grand is not insane. That could
No.
happen. It shouldn't happen, but it very much could. And it would be insane if it does, because what does that do to the Topps Chrome brand in the new era of collecting?
Yeah. Sorry, I remember the point I was trying to make earlier was that if we do this and Lamine Yamal does break his leg in 6 weeks' time, then it's like, in terms of the soccer hobby, it's like then the next time someone like Lamine Yamal, well, again, that could be never, or it could be 15 years, or it could be 5 years, or it could be next year, whatever.
Next year, yeah.
When the next kind of big rookie is up, it's like, are those guys going to come in? Right, let's go again. Let's try it again. You know.
But
I suppose they do in basketball, they do in football, they do in baseball, and sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it does.
Yeah, you have your what was his name, Wander Franco.
Wander Franco,
yeah.
Sometimes somebody gets Wander Franco, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes Wander Francoing or Mason Greenwooding or whatever.
Yeah,
a lot of bad things happening out there with players. But like the thing is, the Barcelona Academy looks after well, not really. But listen, right?
Yeah.
Is he? This is another question for you, Jason. It's like since you've entered the hobby, let's call it 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he the best rookie that you've seen? Do you know what I mean? Like if you could remove all of the knowledge that you have, and someone just put a gun to your head and said, "Look, Jason, you have 20 million in the bank. Pick a one of one super factor to buy of any young player that you would actually invest in and think it's worthwhile." Like whatever, you've seen it all, so you have all the data in front of you. But it's kind of like if you did that kind of blind rating test or something and said, "Look, here's the 101 of Jude, of Yamal, of whoever else. Which one? Like put them in order of what you think is the most expensive." It's like, do you think it's as obvious or no? Like we have Endrick, in Palmeiras 101s that exist during the same year.
Mm-hmm.
You have Jude, you have Musiala.
Yeah.
To a lesser extent, Mbappe, I don't really count.
Do you count Mbappe? Do you count Haaland?
Count Haaland, yes.
Yeah.
Vinny, I count Vinny. His optic,
Vinny, right?
Because like his optic, Vinny's a good one. Like his optic hasn't come to market in a long. I don't think his 101, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, what's that worth now? Do you know what I mean? It's like, because I think if you put Vinny's 101 to auction, I don't think it does 100 grand. But at the same time, it's like, because I don't think it's logical. I don't think like what's happening has an actual logic or mathematics to it. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The spotlight is on Lamine. Like this is a perfectly timed auction, is what you would call, like, perfect storm and perfect execution. But it's like, and even like how it was hit, like it was a personal rip. It wasn't like, oh, this breaker hit it, and like everyone was immediately angry, and in the it's kind of there's a lot to it. But it's like, what's the Vinny worth compared to this? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think like when you look at Lamine Yamal, and I
could go one further.
Yeah, go ahead.
With 5 days left, this could get eerily close to like. Right now, there is a Cristiano Ronaldo PSA 10 rookie bin lower than this 122,000. How does that make you feel?
Well, he's no Cristiano Ronaldo. I'll tell you that much. But I'm saying, I don't know. But it's saying that this is not a PSA 10 Cristiano Ronaldo rookie. If he,
this is not a mega.
He's not Cristiano Ronaldo, so it's like.
But it's not mega crack. So that is the difference. The artificial scale.
Yeah, this is a card collector's card.
Yeah, like if Ronaldo had one of ones, La Liga Selects or fucking Portuguese, whatever, like Chronicle Select, whatever it is, back then when he was a rookie, then his 101 would be an absolute grail card that you never even see, or you might,
of course,
the person who owns it, everyone knows who he is, and whatever. So it is different, but it's still like you can't read, it's apples to oranges. You can't tell this 101 super factor is the same as this children's card that's actually super relevant for all of these reasons and whatever. It's different, but it's still bizarre.
I think when I look at this and I think to myself, let's compare him to Jude, just because we have the Jude class, Jude has all this stuff. If you were to ask me to predict who will end up with a bigger sort of legacy in the sport, and I guess I'm gonna have this thrown back at me a lot, but between Jude Bellingham and Lamine Yamal, I would predict that it'll be Jude Bellingham.
Right.
Because I just don't believe that Lamine. I don't believe in, and I've said this before, I don't believe in the circumstances at FC Barcelona that Lamine Yamal is coming into I just don't see him winning enough trophies. I just don't see it.
But like, okay, obviously from Jude's point of view, he's had his jersey retired at Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
He's done decent at Dortmund. I think won maybe a DFB Pokal, and that's it. Almost won the league.
Yeah, he's established himself at Dortmund. Yeah.
Established himself. Obviously, established himself in the England team. Has had a
Mhm.
few great moments for England in tournaments, and then obviously has moved to Real Madrid and has potentially could get the Ballon d'Or this year. Had a great year.
Yeah.
But then you look at me, man, like, he's won an international trophy for Spain and was one of the standouts.
One of the standouts, yeah.
One of the standouts for the team. Had big contributions. And there's also this thing of, I think the Messi factors in, where it's just like you're thinking, oh, he would never leave Barcelona. It's like he might. Like Messi just, Messi didn't, but like he might. Like he almost, like PSG tried to get him or whatever. It's like someone could come in and just buy him, and whether or not that works out is a different matter. But what I'm saying is like, and the difference between him and Jude as well is obviously one's more of a midfielder, one's an attacker or whatever. That's always going to play a role. But it's kind of like, I don't know, Jason. I don't know. It's like, because in fairness, you're looking at this and you could be like, this was Ansu Fati in 2019.
Yeah.
Very similar. He was
Yeah.
breaking a lot of records. He was a little live wire on the pitch and whatever.
Well, I suppose this is Kylian Mbappe in
Monaco.
September 2018.
Right.
And if someone bought Kylian, let's say Kylian Mbappe had a rookie super factor auto, the exact same card in September 2018, and it sold, where would that price be today, 5 years later, 6 years later, compared to when it sold? Would it be up or down?
But then here's one. Let's say this finishes that.
Well, hang on. No, stay on the example I said. Sorry. Would it be up or down?
Well, I would imagine if it sold in 2018, it would have sold low because the hobby was in a totally different place. So it would be up on that. Would it be compared to this card? Where would it be? If that's the question. I don't know. I mean, he just moved to Real Madrid. I imagine it probably would have came up on auction because whoever owned it was fuming that he had it for the last few years.
Yeah, what I'm obviously, again, I'm trying to transpose. I'm trying to use Kylian Mbappe.
Like, we can't. That's the thing. It's like the hobby's so young. That's why I was about to say it's kind of like, let's say this finishes at 150.
Mm-hmm.
What happens in 1 year or 2 years' time if there is a similar situation? Not as whatever, but it's like, has he like, does this kind of set a floor? Not even a floor, maybe a ceiling, but like, does it kind of go, right? Let's pretend Endrick wasn't here this year, right? And there's every chance he's gonna have a rookie logo next year. So let's just pretend those are next year as his rookies, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Endrick managed to really break into that Real Madrid team to a point where it's like, you need to play him, we can't really drop him, he's unreal, he's scoring crackers all the time, and he has a lot around him. Is it kind of like when his 101 Super Factor Champions League comes out, is it almost an expectation of like, it's probably worth 100 grand? Do you know what I mean? Like, what does this do to soccer 101 rookies that have the moment, have the rest of the kind of ingredients there?
Well, you've said it yourself. Are we setting a floor or are we setting a ceiling?
I have no idea. And it also depends what Yamal does. It's like this card becomes easier to reference if the buyer is a collector that just holds it for the next 20 years, as opposed to it being a story of it did 150, then it came out and did 20.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Which I don't think will happen. I don't think there's any.
No, there's no rush to sell it.
No, but right now, I think there is kind of a cognitive dissonance with kind of going on with Lamine, where people will tell you, well, he won the Euros with Spain, but he's not playing for Spain anymore. He's playing for Barcelona. So like, what's going to happen now? You know what I mean? And the further we get from that, it wasn't him against 11 fellas on the other teams. He's not. Like, and I think anyone who watched it will say he was impressive, especially impressive for the age he was. He was super, but he wasn't the reason that Spain won the Euros.
Yeah, Dani Olmo and Co and Rodri and
Nico Williams,
fucking Cucurella. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I was fuming watching him against Italy. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, try a Mark Cucurella rookie in Super Factor, see how far you get. So I'm all I'm saying is, like, it's just very interesting to see, because I think at that high end, we all know when you buy a high end rookie, you buy Mac Jones for the Patriots in 2021 or whatever. It's like, what are you looking for? You're looking for a run. You're looking for this rookie to be the next Tom Brady and take the Patriots into the playoffs and give somebody a good game and show some moments. You're looking for someone to beat Patrick Mahomes. What are you looking for in the NBA? You're looking to win your conference, get in the play again, all this stuff. But there is no playoffs and there is no finals in soccer.
No, I suppose you're hoping for him to win the Ballon d'Or. Not that matters. And
but that's not what I'm saying is that is a fundamentally different understanding of soccer to the understanding that exists in to billions of people around the world.
In an ideal world, he would just take Barcelona to a Champions League crown, which we would both be fairly confident saying will not happen. Shouldn't happen.
Shouldn't happen, no.
But that would be the equivalent is he has a few good knockout games. He does something big. Because that is like the peak pricing of a lot of players were Champions League knockout performances.
Absolutely, yeah.
I remember Haaland scored a brace against Sevilla for Dortmund and his stuff went nuclear for a week.
Yeah. Yeah, Kai Havertz scored the winning goal against Manchester City, and people were selling all-time high Kai Havertz stuff.
Kingsley Coman did the same against PSG. So these things happen. But yeah, I mean, it's a new age of soccer, I guess, because it's kind of like
it is a new age. Yeah,
I suppose the real question is, Jason, when Jude's 101 came out, was it like he didn't have the same level of hype around him at the time, or was the market in a totally different place, or is it a mix between the both? Because this is like perfect storm, but at the same time, it's like that seems to happen anytime there's a bit of hype, and it's not. The hype is maintained a little bit.
Well, the money wasn't there in soccer that like
for Jude.
Definitely more money in soccer now. Also Barcelona, like if like there is we talked about before, like, there is kind of the Messi shadow hanging over Lamine Yamal. So like you see the Barca kit, you see the position he plays, all that stuff. So there is a kind of a multiplier effect going on there where he gets a little bump because of that. Jude hasn't won anything with the national team. So there's that. Like Lamine Yamal without, if they lose that final in the summer, Lamine Yamal's not doing 100 grand here. I'm pretty confident of that.
Yeah, so perfect storm here.
Yeah. And it is kind of that kind of like it's
even his goal in the semi-final, like that, just even like he had a couple of spectacular goals at the right time.
Yeah.
Which is going to it's perfect,
And is it like it's hard to know what is the causality at play here? Like, is that happening because are those things happening because he deserves these prices, or he's getting these prices because those things happen to happen? You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of I don't know. I know I seem worried. I'm actually not worried. I think this is actually a brilliant story.
It's cool.
It is just kind of like a bit.
Because to be honest, I've seen enough in basketball, football, etc. to go like, I don't care if Yamal doesn't work out. It's going to be sad for football because he's a superstar. But it's like, it's kind of like if this is a 6-figure sale of a rookie card in soccer, and even if it goes to shit, it's like, class.
Yeah, we try again.
We try. Like, it's good to know this can happen as opposed to just being ignored. We're lot 5, Jason. That's what I'm saying. We're lot 5 on the September league. 5. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Listen, I don't know about you, but I am absolutely exhausted. So I would like to wrap up the show after that conversation. If anyone is still listening,
it's a Monday show. It's a Monday. It was short schedule, so slightly cut short.
If people could let us know where they think Lamine Yamal will end up, or leave in the comments.
Yeah,
where you stand on it.
I suppose next Tuesday's show we'll have our answers.
Yeah, so we'll check in with it on Thursday.
I'm looking at all these, and then they're just mental.
I know. Maybe we'll have more of a deep dive into those. On Thursday when we update the Lamine Yamal price.
When we calm ourselves.
Yeah. In the meantime, it's scary hours here in Soccer Card World.
Times are changing. Times are changing. People. There is a big dynasty Messi there as well. We won't get into it, but like that's performing better than maybe we would have assumed it to, And even the fact that they're lot 5, lot 4, let's say, like you can't. You're putting them beside each other. I'm putting Yamal ahead of Messi. It's like a real goal to know what they're doing. I mean,
yeah. It's almost like you've made one of those. You ever like go to like the zoo or something, and it'd be like a thing of a gorilla, and the face would be cut out, and you put your head through it. They've kind of made like a cutout of Messi for Lamine Yamal to appear suddenly.
Stick him there. He's just a little bit better because it's 1-1 superfecta, and this is just a Messi, whatever.
Oh, there's Messi. I guess they are beside each other. That's weird.
They must be. It's good product placement. Listen, that's why Golden has a Netflix series and other auction houses don't.
That's right. That's absolutely the case. Okay. Have a good week, everyone, and you, Enzo, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Definitely.